Hi, today we are going to discuss, or I'm going to tell you about the history taking points in gynecology. We are going to focus on the important points only, and the first heading that we will see is the patient's profile. It is very important in every history that we take the patient's profile. The first thing we will ask is about the name, then the age, and then a mnemonic called GPAL, in which G stands for gravida, P for para, A for aborta, and L for live. Gravida means that the number of conceptions a woman had in her married life in her reproductive years. Para, that means that a child crossing the age of viability. This means that for how many of her childs had crossed the age of viability and then had a miscarriage. Aborta, that did not cross the viability age, and live is the number of live births or the living children she has right now. Then we'll ask about the education of the woman. Then either she's a working lady or a housewife, the residence, either she's consanguinely or non consanguinely married, for how long she has been married for, and then the LMP, that is the last menstrual period she had. For example, if it was on 30th August 2018, then we can expect the delivery date, that is EDD, expected date of delivery. We'll calculate it by adding 7 to 30, 9 to the month, that is 8, and the year will change obviously, so it is 2019. So the date will become 6 June 2019. Then we'll ask whether she's referred through OPD or emergency, as that changes our protocol of treatment or management. And at the end, we'll ask about the chief complaints. And during a normal pregnancy, a woman usually comes with gestational amenorrhea. So, the next important point or the heading is history of presenting illness, commonly known as HOPI. It is further divided into the first trimester, the second trimester, the third trimester, depending on the age or the time period of the duration of the pregnancy, and the chief complaints that she presented with and its explanations. The first trimester, we are going to ask about whether the pregnancy was booked or unbooked. This means that whether she had antenatal visits or not, whether the pregnancy was planned or unplanned, how was the pregnancy confirmed, whether it was a lab test or at home, first antenatal visit, fetal cardiac activity that occurs mostly after the fourth week, because at that point heart is developed, the prescribed medications, that is folic acid supplementations or calcium supplementations. Either there are some symptoms like vomiting, nausea, that is provoked or unprovoked, whether there is pain somewhere, fever, per vaginal bleeding, flu like symptoms. This question is asked to rule out many infections that may not be good for the fetus or the mother, and whether the investigations like blood sugar levels, blood pressure, hepatitis B and C are done or not. Then we come to the second trimester, and the questions importantly asked or most commonly asked are the quickening. That means that whether there are fetal movement feelings or not, and that most commonly start from 4 to 4.5 months. Then the number of visits to the gynecologist till now means the day she has come to us, whether she had any antenatal visits other than that or not. Other questions may include urine and bowel problems that may be associated with pregnancy, as there may be urinary frequency or constipation, whether she has been prescribed with some supplementations with the vitamins or folic acid or calcium or not, whether she had fetal anomaly scan, and if there are any anomalies, whether she has been told about that or not, whether she had OGTT, this means oral glucose tolerance test. This is used to know whether there is some provocation or there is a gestational diabetes mellitus or not. Then we come to the third trimester. In third trimester, the most importantly asked questions are the fetal movements. number of visits to the doctor, lower abdominal pain, per vaginal bleeding, or the tetanus toxoid vaccination that two shots are given with the gap of 1 month at least. First shot is given at 7 months and the other at eighth month. Then we come to the next heading, that is presenting complaints. The presenting complaints can be amenorrhea, that may be gestational amenorrhea, pervaginal bleeding, pain in the abdomen, bowel changes, or excessive vomiting and other problems, etc. Then we come to the menstrual history, that is another heading after HOPI. In menstrual history, we usually ask about the usual duration of the menstrual cycle, the first day of last menstrual period, pattern of bleeding or amount of blood loss, and the patient usually presents as the heavy menstrual bleeding or very few or spotting only, etc. The next heading includes the sexual and the contraceptive history. Sexual and contraceptive history includes the sexual partner information and the contraceptive, the method of contraceptive usually used or she's using right now. Other gynecological problems that may be associated with pelvic inflammatory disease, some other problems gynecological like pain, pervaginal bleeding, pervaginal fluid, or infections, or cervical screening, etc. etc. Then comes the past ops history. That is the part of past gynecological history, as 12 headings, subheadings are present that are to be asked about each baby, each live baby she has right now. First, the year of the birth. For example, if I'm born in 1998, then I'll be writing here 1998. Then the duration, whether it was a full term, preterm, or post baby, means 9 months, more than 9 months, or less than 9 months. Then what was the mode of delivery, whether it was normal per vaginal delivery or whether it was a C-section, the place of delivery, the hospital where he or she was born, antenatal problems, intranatal problems that were during delivery, the gender of the baby, weight of the baby at birth, postnatal complications, maybe postpartum hemorrhage or something, breastfed till when, whether the baby was breastfed for 1 month, for 6 months, for 1 year, for 2 year, then whether the baby was fully vaccinated or not, and the health of the baby, current health of the baby, is it good, undernourished, malnourished, or very good. After that, we come to the general previous medical history that may include any serious illnesses or operations with dates, any medications and allergies that may include allergies including to what and the reaction, the current or previous medications tried, either they are for hypertension, for asthma, for cardiac problems, or any other skin allergies, etc. The family history is also very important. Significant autoimmune diseases or thrombophilias, etc., can be asked. Systemic inquiry is very important. We ask for the appetite, the weight gain or weight loss, bowel functions. If it is urogynecologically related, then details may be required, and same goes for the bladder functions. Then we ask for the socio-economic history. That is very important. We ask for whether she is financially stable or not, and etc. And where she lives, the environment, the pets, or the water she drinks, the food she eats, etc. This really helps in determining the environment she lives in. Thank you. This is for gynecological history. And if you have any questions or queries, you can ask me, because I am still learning, and I will be very grateful if some of you can tell me any additional points about it, and I can make more videos.